I'm David, and I'm on the Take Two Radio Soaps and Review, and I just forgot what I call, the switchboard. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I'm having some moments. And I'd like to welcome back Belinda Gates Turner.
Hi, thank you. Glad to be back.
And Belinda, I don't know if I've introduced you, but we have lost our Casey.
I know.
But we have gained Anthony.
Hello. Please excuse me, I have the flu.
You too?
I think I'm with it. I'm terrified. I'm sitting here terrified I'm coming down with it. It's nasty.
You feeling all right? Okay.
Yeah.
And we have Candace.
Hello.
Hey, Candace.
And we're all up on just about everything that we need to. And so, Anthony and Belinda, we're going to start with the news with you guys.
Okay. Do we want to take me?
Yeah, take turns.
All right, you go first.
Okay. I'm sure everyone knows by now, but I thought it was a scoop. Vanessa Marcel is pregnant. So that puts the kibosh on the arc that she was in talks to return to DH for a 3-month arc. My sources tell me that that's not going to happen now, but congratulations to her.
And she's having a baby girl.
Yes, she is. Should I keep going, or are we doing it one at a time?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Like I said last week, it has been. I got complete confirmation that Joan Cusack will be joining The Young and the Restless for a short story arc having something to do with the Dina storyline. As well, Solange Knowles is joining the show, the very pretty sister of Beyonce. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Yes.
It's her cousin, Shannon.
Please forgive me. I have the flu, so I'm not in my best game. In fact, you go. I'm gonna listen.
Shannika's going to play the new artist that Devon keeps talking about, that he's all excited about. So she's a cousin. That's still good. That's Beyonce adjacent, so that's great.
Okay.
Do you have more, Anthony? Do you want to keep going?
Oh, no. Go ahead. Excuse me.
Oh, bless you. Casey's not here to correct my pronunciation, but I think we all probably know now for Bold that Jennifer, is it Gareese? Am I saying it wrong? Is coming back as Donna, and she's sticking around for a while.
Yay.
So, yay. Although the only person single right now, besides Carter, he's lonely, is Dollar Bill, and that's just terrible to think about. So hopefully.
Well,
but it would be very bold and beautiful for them to go there.
It would be. Go from sister to daughter-in-law, back to another sister.
Sister.
You know,
keep it all in the family.
So sketchy. The only thing that would surprise me is if he and Thorne started making out, honestly. So.
Ooh, I'll be okay with that.
But we should say that and give them any ideas because we know how Bold is. Let's see. I have been watching Days, but I'm not current on it. But I do have some Days news. Nadja Berlin, as of January 19th, we're going to see her maternity leave, even though it took place 6 months ago because, you know, of how they shoot. So
right.
It's like retroactive maternity leave. So, and this week, Andre, and I'm terrible with pronunciation, came back as Dr. Shaw. And
Andre Kabasi?
Yeah, he's back as Dr. Shaw. And Robert Scott Wilson has been back on set shooting. So that means there's more Ben scenes to come.
Oh, yay, yay.
And then another Y&R scoop, Jason Canella. He was on Pitch, and he is a telenovela guy. He's going to be playing Arturo. He's supposed to be some kind of contractor, architect sort of builder. And Nick and Chelsea, I think, are about to have work done. So I'm not sure exactly what he's going to be doing. It doesn't sound like a huge arc, but you never know. People go on Y&R for 2 days and end up doing, 15 years. So you never know.
That's true.
That is true.
Yeah. So and he's really hot. So yay. General Hospital, Jessica Tuck is gone, although I'm happy that she's in a coma and not dead, because that means she might come back, and I love her. Ryan Carnes is back on set on General Hospital shooting, because, he and Lucas and Brad have been on the world's longest honeymoon. Those poor guys disappeared out of Charles. And I'm not, I'm wondering if he's back for the mayoral race, the Charles Street story. For me, I don't really see a clear plot for him. So this could be one of those things where they just do a drop-by, because he's contractually obligated to get so many episodes, so who knows. And last, there's a General Hospital blind item that a contract actor is supposed to be leaving soon. I have written that I think it could be Ryan Pavey, or maybe it doesn't happen at all. Maybe it's someone else. But, given that we know, like, Roger Howarth is locked in right now, Maurice Baynard is locked in, both the Q twins are locked in, and Ryan's been doing a lot of out work. So you never know. And with this on storyline, it could happen.
I'm pretty sure it's Ryan because he signed to do a Hallmark series.
Yeah, and he's got his jewelry line, and he's been making non-Hallmark movies too, and he's not had, a great bit of story. And honestly, if they killed him off, it would be great TV because Maxie's pregnant. Lulu is going to play. It sounds like her best to play a role in what happens to him, which would be devastating. So they're going to kill him. They're setting it up with a really good story to take him out. So we'll see.
Yeah. It's predictable, though, in a way.
Well, I think we say that about really every single soap plot.
It really does.
Sounds good.
Anthony, do you
have any more to add?
I honestly don't. I'm sorry.
That is quite all right. All right. We thank you both for your input. I really appreciate it. Okay. Bold and the Beautiful. I just want to start out with there's just too many people on a canvas that's only supposed to be 27 minutes.
And Bill's banging them all. So
pretty much.
Basically.
It went from being predictable to being Thanksgiving at my Aunt Irma's. I mean, there's not a single surprise, even feeling or exchange that goes on. The scenes with Liam and Wyatt were the only fresh things in the last week, and it was only because of the raw emotion Scott was pouring out. Otherwise, the rest of it is just so predictable and, unfortunately, I hate to say this about any soap, but quite boring.
Scott is doing great work, and especially when you compare it to that. I literally cringed when Don Diamont collapsed to the floor and was like, "Why?" And it was just so badly acted. Oh, it was awful. I'm sorry. It just was. To me, what have I done? It was like I was watching a bad high school play,
are you
Especially
talking
after
when he tackled him when he took him in the
hold
hold and took him to the floor?
No, the
it was
St.
all
William's
that.
hold.
But then Liam walked out, and Bill collapses to the floor, and he's like, "What have I done?" And it's like, "You're acting badly. That's what you've done." And Scott Clifton's killing it.
Funny. It's funny.
Ugh.
I think, and anybody who knows me on social media knows that I did not want a Who's Your Daddy storyline on Bold and Beautiful, because that's the only thing they can go to when they have a triangle and it's supposed to be a big fallout.
Yeah.
Scott Clifton was, him and Jacqueline McKenna Woods, they were great as far as, the emotions. However, I have to give Bold some credit, because I thought they were going to stretch this Who's Your Daddy storyline out. Because, it's like a blood transfusion.
True.
And, oh, my gosh, the blood doesn't match. So for, Liam to find it and confront, I was like, oh, okay, okay, you got me. How is it going to work? And I like the raw emotions. I like where they were coming from. But the whole story, I just felt like I've seen it before. And I was like, wait a minute, I have. With Brooke, Eric, and Ridge.
Yeah.
Or just substitute whoever, but keep Brooke into the picture. But I just feel as though, yeah, you're right. They took Bill, who is the almighty, dollar bill, and had him just wimp out a little bit. Like, you knew exactly what you did. You planned this. You said you were going to get revenge on Liam. And you targeted Stuffy. So I don't know. I just didn't.
I don't think this storyline is over. I actually think Bill had a hand in the paternity test, and that's coming down the pike. Now there's no insider info. That's just my personal opinion. But I have a feeling that's where they're going with it, because it was wrapped up too quickly. And I love Jacqueline, but all the leading up to her finding out was just also really bad overacting. I think that's why people keep leaving. They're tired of playing the same three things over and over again.
Sure. I agree with you that I do think Bill tampered with the test, because I don't think he was coming to the doctor's office to see her. I think he was up there doing some shenanigans to make it Liam's, and I'm so tired of seeing Jacqueline's cry face, because she's been crying for a month, and I can't take it. But what I really hope, and again, so many plots recycled, so this could be recycling too, but I really hope that Bill hits the wall where he's tired of people giving him crap about it, and he just decides, screw it, since everybody's mad at me anyway, I'm going to go get Steffi and keep banging her. That's what I'm hoping.
I wouldn't mind that either.
I'm kind of hoping for Steffi. Like, I agree. Like, they have definitely made Steffi, like, just, no offense, a weak character. Because if this was her 5 years ago, I would have been, I probably would have, like, said, girl, stop it. Just stop. Own it. Own up to it. And I don't know. I just feel as though they need to rewrite her. They need to make her stronger instead of weak. Girl, you did it. Get over it. Everybody else in your family has done something. Just saying, it's a family tradition. Everybody just bang. Go ahead, do it. Like, own it. But this whole, you knew exactly what you were doing too. Like, that's what gets me, is that, they could have went when, somebody had put this out on social media. Instead of, like, a Who's Your Daddy, it could have been that, Bill did kind of take advantage of Steffi, because Steffi was clearly emotionally not in her right mind. But it's Bold and Beautiful, so
Have you also noticed that literally every single person that has found out about it, their first question is, did he drug you?
I know.
It's like, does Bill own a roofie company? It's like, why has he done this? Has he drugged someone before?
But you know what? I think it was a throwback onto Liam and Quinn, remember Quinn? Well, I mean, she didn't really drug him, but I don't know, because which he never really went to see a doctor about. I just want to point that out. I just feel as though this story is all over the place, and it needs to. I mean, yeah, obviously Bill did do something. I mean, come on now. But and there's too many outs. You have Hope coming back. You got Sally still roaming around. Like, it's just Bold and Beautiful. Oh, yeah. Bold and Beautiful gives you a headache sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not
a lot of times
loving Bold right now. It's a little frustrating, and I'm another triangle with Hope and Sally and Liam, and that's the thing that I get so tired of on Bold is the triangling, and I know they're about to do it again. So it's like,
I think they should come up with something different. Like, I saw, like, okay, you said Carter, and you know, Lawrence St. Victor is a good actor if they give him the time and day, like, for real.
Yeah, Lawrence is good.
They could totally pair him up, like, give like, instead of having the Spectre, Spencer, Forster, you know, combo all the time, why not break out and try something new?
Yeah, I don't think it's with Ivy, because she doesn't get screen time either. So
I had really hoped that they were going to pair Lawrence with Katie, Heather.
Yeah.
And that would have been an amazing pairing. And I was told that was thrown around for a while. And they, you know, once again made the wrong decision and threw. I like the play between her and Wyatt, but unfortunately, with the triangles that we've been thrown at since the shows began, it was inevitable. We knew it was coming before it ever happened. It would have been such a better and more interesting choice to throw her with Lawrence.
Yeah, I agree. But I do. Bold just loves their near incest. It was funny because I before the romance started this past summer, I wrote, because I could feel it. You could feel it. I was like, Katie and the next couple, and I got so much hate, like just comments and hateful things, and I feel like going back and screen capping them and go, boom, told you. But to do that, I just do it in the privacy of my home, you know, to myself. But
it was a welcoming surprise. I mean, I didn't even think that Katie and Wyatt would, you know, I'm like, okay. But when it happened, I was like, oh, okay, Bold's doing something a little different, like having Katie kind of step out. And, you know, because these are two characters that have been screwed over, even though they've done some shady stuff too. But they have been screwed in the love department, so why not have fun? And I trust and believe I was defending Katie and Wyatt to people. I was like, they're having fun. I mean, when do you on a soap have two characters that are not committed into a relationship, just having fun? They're just having fun. And, yeah. But I was still.
That whole role-playing bit was awesome.
Oh, yeah, when he did the pizza boy and they do all that stuff that they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
It's cute. It's sexy. It's light. It's fun.
It's light.
It's light,
I
exactly.
think they need
They're
to
having
work
a lot
it
of fun
a
with
little more. They're keeping it fun for them, but I hope not as fun as they, because if they get too fun, then they end up getting back burner.
Boring.
Well, I mean, the writing's on the wall that, you know, the next triangle is gonna be with Thorne. You can see it. You can see it as
you can
as
feel
big
it.
as you can see the building that Bill wants to build.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, because Catherine said on Facebook that she was talking about, and of course they could have totally changed the plot since then, that Brooke and Thorne were going to have a thing. I don't know if y'all saw on social media, Catherine posted a picture, and then Jacob Young posted a picture, and it looks like it's backstage of Ridge and Brooke's umpteenth wedding. So I'm wondering if they're actually going to get hitched, or if Thorne's going to, if Thorne doesn't stop them from getting married, then I think you're right. It'll go the other way. So we'll see.
Well,
but it looks, at least the wedding is happening. Whether it gets all the way to I do, we'll see. I still want
one of my
twins.
Sorry.
That's
one of my favorite Bold and the Beautiful comments is, of course they're in LA and there's only 7 people to sleep with and 7 people to marry. So.
Right.
they're in a compound. It's like a cult. You can only pick from.
In a little kibbutz.
I mean, if this was happening in rural Appalachia, it would be on, an NBC nightly news special. So. Well, do we want to move on? Because I think we've dead horse that is full.
I think we forced it, but there's one point I remember last month when I was on the phone with Anthony talking about the show, and we were about B&B, and you brought up a very interesting point about Bold and the Beautiful. Do you want to share that? You remember what it was?
About the world market?
Yes. I don't know if all of us know that.
Somebody explained it to me a while ago. We get a lot of the flashbacks and a lot of the repetitive conversation pieces because a lot of the markets around the world don't have it as a daily show. They have it as an hour or an hour and a half once a week. Mm-hmm. So they compact the most explosive scenes, and they don't see everything that we see. And so we get filler material, and they very tightly hold on to that because I think they'd get a lot of backlash if that was widely known.
That's interesting, and it makes sense, but I can live with the little flashbacks like that. What I can't live with is every week seeing a flashback of Brooke in a hot air balloon with somebody that she was boinking. I am so tired of those kind of flashbacks, the old relationship women's.
Yeah.
But the current, you saying that, I get that.
Yeah.
I'd like to be in a market sold on once a week for an hour.
I would actually, there's been times I've said that too. I said it would be more interesting if Bold was an hour here, because I know over, where is it, London, it's on during the night. And I mean, Bold and the Beautiful does have that prime time soap feel, like Meryl's Place type, because everybody's together. Mm-hmm. And that would be, I mean, trust me, I always tweet CBS and always say, can you do an hour special of Bold and the Beautiful, like prime time episode, because it would be interesting to see Bold and the Beautiful stretch for an hour. Maybe some of the storylines would make sense. I don't know, like where's Sheila?
There's a question.
Sheila spilled coffee on herself, and she's in the burn.
Sheila might be at the wedding.
Sheila
God.
is working triple shifts at Il Giardino. That's how come we never see her.
She's babysitting Elizabeth's other 2 kids.
Oh, no, get that out of the way.
Or she's babysitting Will because he's never with either of his parents.
Exactly. I'm just going to hold it in my head. Maybe that's going to be the cliffhanger, is that Sheila comes to the wedding. I want to have that in my head.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
That would be.
I would just about lose my pants if Sally Specter showed up to the wedding with a sorest Will and gotcha, Bill.
and say the first 3 months, I love you, and then have a flashback of their first meeting with the music, and
Or Steffi shows up with a toddler, because between now and the wedding, she had it, and it's 3,
Goes upstairs, comes back down as a 15-year-old.
Boy, we're having fun with this show, I tell you. Okay.
Well, anything's better.
We'll take it to Days.
Oh, hey, since I'm hopping off at 8, can we do Days last?
Yes.
Is that all right?
You're going to hop off at 8? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. GH?
Yeah, let's do GH.
Okay. Hang in there, Carolyn.
I will.
Do we think that there's any chance that Anders Hove is going to show up? All we hear is Faison. I'm like trying to. He doesn't have a Twitter account. He like doesn't have Insta. I've been trying to like find like where he is in the world to see if they might actually bring him in instead of just saying Faison. You know.
Last time I remember, I think Tony Geary said that they were friends over in Amsterdam. So I would be shocked if ABC if they pull this one. I will actually be shocked.
I mean, he's constantly making.
Wouldn't.
He made 3 movies last year and did 2 TV series last year alone. But that's all over there, you know.
Right.
So
I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised. You know, the last 2 arcs that he did, the couple of little blurbs that he gave out was how much he loves coming here, how much fun he has when he's here, so on and so forth. And he loves working with Finola.
I'm going to be cheated if they do all this and he doesn't show up, you know? If they just use his name and use his name and use his name, and then we never see him, and it's just Wes Ramsey as Faison Jr., you know?
Yeah. It would be nice if they are setting up Ryan's exit. If that's true that they are setting up Ryan's exit, it wouldn't make sense to bring him back on.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to be murdered by one, I'd rather him be murdered by one instead of Faison Light, you know.
I just don't.
By Faison Light.
Okay, well, I'll step in and say that I am absolutely loving Anna and Finn. The dynamic between, and anyone who knows my postings, I wasn't a big fan of Michael Easton on General Hospital. They were all the same character up until this point, with the exception of the vampire. You know, and for him to have finally broken out of that, hello, I'm Silas, hello, I'm Steven, hello mode, and have a little bit of snarky fun. I mean, I guess anyone they pair with Finola is just going to shine, but I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm loving the interplay. I'm not a big fan of flashbacks. I think it's a waste of time, unfortunately, but I am loving the flashbacks of Sam and Jason. They're done really well. And that's my take on GH this week.
I like Santa. I like that. The flashbacks are nice, especially because, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there who haven't been watching that long who just don't know their energy. I'm enjoying the 2 Quartermain boys story more than I thought I would. I was prepared to really hate it. But I think they're doing a pretty, I mean, to me, Billy Miller is 900% more of an actor than Steve Burton. People might get mad, but I really feel that way. But since they've got Steve Burton where he's kind of like just in pain and pouting right now, he's playing that okay. So it's going really well. There's a lot of things that I like right now, honestly, on General Hospital. I'm liking Franco and Liz. I don't give a damn about the mayor's race and the Charles Street Project. And for all I care, Ned and Jeannie and Laura could, mud wrestle for it. I don't care. So I feel like that's one of those similar stories. We'll see.
And I'm dying to know, why did they bother bringing on Dr. Bench? That was such a waste of a character.
Thank you.
A waste of a good actor. He could have played so many other things.
I would play Jackie Weber.
Excuse me again.
Okay.
Yeah, I had high hopes for him being the traitor, and then he's not. And it's like, if he's not going to, make love to, murder, or, drug someone. I don't care about him. And I wonder if they brought him in for something and then changed their minds.
It has to be.
Well,
it has to be.
What, that they changed their mind?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they did
it has
too.
to be because
I think they brought him in for, and this is just me, just because I'm such a, so fan. I think they were supposed to do something with Dr. Bench and Kiki, and they changed their mind last minute not to go through with it.
Yeah, it's like he's been inserted a little bit into all these different stories, and then nothing happened, and it's really weird. It's really weird. I'm also enjoying Griffin and Ava, and, you can see the writing on the wall that she's going to screw that up totally, with her paranoia and all that. And I actually am interested in Nell for a change, which I ordinarily couldn't care less, but since she's tormenting Carly, I'm interested. So.
Well, I wonder if Irene is going to pop up for this special Wednesday episode, the Ava episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
there is a special Ava episode coming up.
Yeah, it's on the 17th.
And, Frank had said there's 2 big surprises, so I'm hoping that Irene is one of them, because their interplay was a lot of fun. They play well off each other.
Yeah, I don't care what they do as long as they don't kill her off. I love Maura West. She's a treasure. She's a treasure, and yeah. You know what? The one thing that I really hated recently, and I don't know if y'all have had a call since then, but I guess if you hate the character, that means the actor's doing a good job. But I really hate what Carly is doing right now, inserting herself into Sam's. Screwing with them on New Year's Eve. I wanted Sam to just go to the Metro Court and punch her in the face.
You know what?
Ugh.
I have to say, I agree with you, and I don't agree with you for the same reason. They're throwing back to the Carly of old, and then having everyone else around town, just basically like, oh, that's Carly. For the first time in the longest time. And, rather...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, rather than them doing it in the attack mode, they're definitely playing up more on the emotional, family dynamic of it, which is surprising for GH.
Well, so what frustrates me with that is in the same breath that Carly is telling Michael that maybe she used to be like Nell, but she's learned and is so much better than that now, and then she, in the next breath, is screwing around with Drew and Sam and Jason the same way old, crappy Carly used to. So, she's trying to, place herself above Nell, even though that they're essentially equivalent, and then is behaving just like the person that she says that she's moved beyond and has grown better than, which, of course, makes it good TV because I wanted Sam to punch her in the face. It's watchable.
And I have to say, I'm absolutely loving Jocelyn and Oscar. He's not the greatest actor, but he pulls it off because he pulls the adorable dimple thing. But
he's being honest.
They're writing them so cute. As much as I wanted her to go all psycho, a la, Allie on Bold and the Beautiful, I'm actually loving this vulnerable side of her.
They are cute. They have grown on me. At first I was like, but I'm interested now because he's Drew's teenage kid, and there's supposed to be some more of their dynamic, and it's not bad, and I'm enjoying Kim Nero. I think that bitch is still keeping secrets. I enjoy that too.
Yeah, I like the story. I'm just waiting for the moment where Jason finds out about AJ. I know right now everybody's. Oh, say it again.
I don't think we're going to get that moment. I think that they're basically letting us assume that when Sonny filled him in over everything, that was part of that conversation.
I think so. If General Hospital is gonna, I mean, my thing is right now with the twin storyline is great because, like you said, you know, Billy Miller is acting like the Billy Miller that we all know and love, that has won his Emmy.
Right.
And at the same time, they've also made Jason a little bit more has more emotion. Because, you know, I think now this is the stage of the story where it's like, okay, this is the reality. Sam moved on. Jason didn't know that you moved on. Like, I like how they're playing that because it's kind of like, okay, now that you know this information, what happens next? And the same thing for Drew.
Yeah, but see, there's the dilemma to that. Sam really didn't move on. She moved on with who she thought was new Jason.
Well, before that, though, she was with Patrick. She was with Patrick. She had her picks, but like you said, I mean, when she found out that Jake Doe was Jason, you know, she did move on, and then she, you know, dumped Patrick. You know, I'm still a little
exactly, honey. Please, she didn't move on. She just bed hopped for a while until Jake Doe was ready to get back into the Jason bed. That wasn't a real move on in any way, shape, or form.
Except new Jason is nothing like old Jason, and she, you know, the stuff with he's not in the mob. He's very different, and so she basically. He was a different person with this name of this person that she loved. I don't see him as anything like his brother. You know, and I think that...
They hinted at something today, which I think is going to be an interesting dynamic. The whole, you know, twin personality, so on and so forth, that's the old Jason Quartermain before the accident. And Drew very much has that personality. Or, you know, a twin to that personality.
You're talking he's Jason before that accident.
Well,
Jason before AJ's accident, yeah.
Not literally.
Dr. Jason.
Not literally that person, but the behavior. Jason before his brain broke.
Right.
That was a good way of putting it, too. I like that. It's before the brain broke. I like that.
Yeah, I can see that, and but at the same time, I also think Drew's got this. He's got this simmering rage, but I do wonder if that rage thing is from the Jason memories implanted in him. You know.
Yeah.
Or is it repressed memories of being pushed down the stairs?
Well, I don't think he was down the stairs. I think there's a whole nother thing. Like that creepy guy who showed up out of the blue, Jim, who used to
Jim
date.
Harvey?
I think he shoved the other kid down the stairs. I think he shoved Drew down the stairs and blamed Franco. That's what I think.
Do you guys think that there's a possibility that they're going to do a pedophile storyline? A past pedophile storyline?
Oh, I hope not. Ew. Oh, my gosh.
For
I hope not.
For General Hospital? You know what? I would say yes to it, only because, in all honesty, General Hospital. Not saying they need to do a story that really fills the holes in for certain characters, and Franco is one of them. I mean, it would explain some of the things Franco has experienced. Drew. I mean, they need something to really glue Drew and Franco, if that makes any sense.
No, I absolutely agree.
It would be interesting.
It would be. What if Dr. Bench is a part of that?
Well, it would be interesting, but I tell you what, I would not want to be the rapist the molester who came back to town, because between Drew and Franco, he would be murdered hard. I mean,
that's true.
If those are some memories that Drew gets back, that dude is toast. Which, that'd be okay too, you know. But I think Drew's going to get his memories back, and I think that'll be interesting. And I actually think he's going to wind up bonding with Franco.
Oh, I hope so. That would be great.
because he's going to remember them growing up, and he may even remember the truth of what happened and blah, 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 so.
What did you guys think of the Nina reveal?
I saw
was a little shocked.
5 minutes before it happened. Like, it caught me just for a second, and I was like, oh, Nina did that. And that's something that she's totally capable of, and I think she'd do it. I found it very believable.
I love that they haven't forgotten the fact that she was in a coma for 20 years and does not have the emotions of a woman in her 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And
well,
when they... I was just going to say, when they touted... Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, they don't tout it out every day the way, Bold and Beautiful will just slam you over the head with things like that. They pick and choose their moments where they subtly remind us. And this was a really good one, I thought. I did have an inkling that it was her, especially once Finn got to the hospital. But, it still was done really well, in my opinion. Go ahead.
Well, and what I was going to say is when they were at Kelly's the other day, and she reached over and she just got a hold of the side of her head.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
That was great. So, because I thought about that when they were doing that, and I was like, oh, yeah, no, she did it. She yanked a knot in her the other day, and she threatened her, and she followed through. Honestly, Nina's scarier than Valentine, really,
Absolutely.
I love the fact that Nina's back. This is the Nina that I like. She's been too watered down, and I like the little crazy. I like the crazy Nina.
Yeah, I'd love to see Maxie's pregnancy drive her over the edge. I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her taking a steak knife to Maxie, but a good driving her over the edge story would be kind of cool.
Yeah. They need another wicked female on that show, because now that Cassandra, I really hope I hope they bring Jessica back. I loved her character. I love her. They need to make her a Cassadine somehow, some way. Can we?
She could be Irina back from the dead. They could do that. They could totally resurrect her as a Cassadine, except that she was banging a Cassadine, so it's not bold.
Yeah.
Well,
she didn't know.
If
she didn't know at the
Elena's
time.
daughter.
It could be the new Faith Ross. Well, it could be Faith Roscoe come back. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I loved Faith. Faith was a good villain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just taking Ava's claws away. They need a good female villain. All right, do we want to do Y&R real quick?
Yep, let's go to Y&R. All right.
I know people hate Graham, but I love Graham. I really hope that he didn't consummate that marriage to Dina. That was my first thought, was like, if he consummated it, because she's, so much older and demented and suffering, and it would have been terrible.
See,
but
I
don't
have
know.
to disagree with you. I think that would be a really good storyline to play out. If they did consummate it, what is it? Rape? Is it not rape? All the emotional byplay that would come with it.
But elder abuse, definitely.
Yeah.
Jack would come unglued if he found out that Graham shagged his mom, for sure.
So I think so would
they
Ashley.
all would.
Yeah, everybody would,
well,
but I think Jack in particular would.
Except for St. Tracy.
Oh, yeah.
Tracy's a lot more grounded than the other two.
What do y'all think that Graham's going to do? Oh, you probably haven't seen The Day Ahead, but Graham is the one that broke into the lab and stole all those toxins and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was him?
Yeah, that was Graham.
Yeah.
So he was sorting them out on the nightstand at the GCAC suite. So So I wonder why he took them and what he's going to do with them.
Well, it might be interesting that she's not actually Alzheimer's, that he's feeding her a concoction of drugs. And that would be an interesting byplay as well.
The only reason, that is interesting. The reason I don't think they're doing that is because Mal Young's mom had Alzheimer's, and he's actually writing her story in some ways. And so I don't think he's going to do that, but they might.
And not only that,
but the dichotomy of that is, though, I don't think they expected such a fan attachment to Dina. And so this is a way to keep her around and to bring her back to relevant mental status, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
I have to agree because – go ahead.
I was just saying I think they're going to keep her for now and kill her in May Sweeps. But that's my so.
I was going to say, here's the thing. If this was another show, then maybe. But like you said, it's such a fan reaction to what's going on with Dina, of the actors playing her, obviously. But it's so many people, fans and the actors, and like you said, Mal Young's mom, that suffered different stages of Alzheimer's, that is making them watch the show and making them remember their loved ones. And not only that, but William J. Bell died of Alzheimer's disease, like the complications. So for them to kind of like go and say, okay, he was feeding concoctions, I don't know if Young and the Restless should, gamble with that. I think they should just tell the story of, this woman who has obviously been, taken advantage of because of her condition, and once everything, maybe May Sweeps, maybe February Sweeps, they might, do something with her. But with Graham, he's hot, but he's such a bad guy. He may be the Prince of Darkness on that show. Victor's still the king, but he may be getting that title of the Prince of Darkness. I don't know yet. Let's see.
Yeah.
That's it.
My other thought
we'll see if he grows a mustache.
Yeah.
Nobody can go up there. No.
Well, he's got the so he could just shave it down to a mustache. But I think my other thought was, when I saw that he had the medicines, was that, is he going to try and euthanize her? Is he going to, rationalizing that he's putting her out of her misery? Because they've got some kind of secret deal, and I have always wondered if part of their secret deal was that when it got to be to the point of no return, that he would mercy kill her.
Mercy kill her.
Because she has so much dignity and she has so much pride and she's such a success that I don't think a lot of people, no one wants to go out without dignity, And so part of it might have been, I'm going to write my will over to you, but you've got to do the really hard thing, and when I start going, you've got to just finish it, because I don't want to wind up in diapers, roaming the streets crazy, stabbing people, stealing children,
That would be an amazing storyline arc. And the only thing that would make it better is if Gloria walked in during it and it concocted a whole new storyline of Gloria knowing and playing it out for months.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get to do it, but I can totally see how he would rationalize it and how it would be a deal that he made with her and something that she would want, that her children, because he said something basically, I'm trying to remember, something in court basically like or it was in Soap Digest, I can't remember, he would take care of her children would never do, because there's no way that her kids would ever do that for her,
Right.
It would actually be a really interesting way to humanize him too. AKA Michael Baldwin.
Yeah, I don't think he's a monster. I think he's greedy and he did have some anger issues, but I actually, at the end of the day, I think he does care about her, as like a second mother figure. So if he is doing something with the drugs like that, I don't think it's with bad intent. I think it's with good intent. It's terrible.
He just wants to get back at Ashley.
He might be feeding those drugs to Hillary though, because she's definitely on something the last couple of weeks.
Oh, someone's in her Xanax. I don't even know.
She's being the peace. She's being Oprah. She's being like Oprah. She's bringing people together.
Oh my God! She's drinking Jim Jones's Kool-Aid.
Bitchy Hillary, and they have declawed her. I want Hillary back to being horrible. She's great that way.
Oh, I think when the new girl
like
comes in and tries to still do, I think when the new girl comes in, Beyonce's cousin, tries to be, I don't know. I think that's when Hillary clause is going to come out. Like, oh, wait a minute, I thought I had him locked still. Look, who's this girl? Like, wow.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
They gave us a moment where we thought, oh my God, she might actually make a play for Kane, using the baby. Yeah. And I thought that would have been such an interesting storyline.
That would have been great. That would have been better. I mean, Kane's going to be back in Lily's bed next week. So it's, back together. Oh, also, I don't know, y'all haven't seen this far, but I'll just go ahead and spoil this for you. Also, spoiler alert, but JT and Vicky get busy.
Yep.
Yes.
They get in a fight, and then they start doing it on the stairs. Thankfully, the was.
Oh my God, Victoria on the stairs.
On the stairs. But you know what? To me, what I thought when they started doing that, I was like, how awkward is that to have divorced him and then have to do a love scene like that with him?
And maybe this is therapy.
Real life, 8 months ago.
Yeah, but maybe this is therapy. Maybe this will bring them back together. Never know.
In real life?
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
That's true, but my thought was just like, oh, hey, you're going to be getting naked with your ex-husband today. Oh.
Like, well, all right then.
Been there, done that, but still.
Hey, variety.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting.
Everyone seems to do it on the stairs, though.
Well, yeah. They're just
Billy and Phyllis did it on the stairs.
And Dawn and Mariah did it on the stairs while Hillary was behind the wet bar.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's something about the stairs.
They love their stair sex.
I'm trying to think there's Nick and Chelsea. No.
I just want back in that tool belt again.
Yeah. Yes.
Some people said that was tacky. They said that Nick being in the tool belt was tacky.
Yeah, I was like fanning myself. I was like, that's ridiculously hot.
Like,
that was very Melrose Place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was everything. Oh, the other thing I did like that. I think this is also. I don't know if this is on Thursdays or Fridays. I lose track, but Victor and Nikki make Reed move in with them, and they're basically gonna snap him into. I'm hoping they give him a haircut. That's my one hope.
Person.
I'm just gonna say it one more time. He's gay. They're leading up to him coming out. I feel it in my bones. And my bones.
Oh.
But
well, I mean.
Or do you think it's going to be Charlie?
Charlie would actually be more interesting because he's a jock and everything,
Yeah.
But Charlie was after Reed's first girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
They backed off Maya and Tessa, but Mal Young said that's restarting, and there's the spoilers that make me something's happening with them next week.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Weinar doesn't characters really, so we'll see.
See what happens.
Yeah, I mean
they're not listening. That's been their major problem. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying their fan base is funny about that stuff, you know. And though I think it's long overdue.
I mean, the thing is with Young and the Restless, I mean, yeah, it's you know, a very, you know, like iconic show, but they need to, and I say this all the time, is don't always, I mean, some of the fans, like you said, the fan base is very strong and they're patient. Young and the Restless, I mean, yeah, they've had, you know, 1, 2 gay characters on their show.
Oh, yeah.
But they haven't really.
And they fizzle.
Right. They haven't really gone there because of some backlashes. I mean, this goes back to, like, the 70s with Catherine Chancellor.
Yeah, for that.
They need to, you know, they need to kind of step it up a little bit. And with the Mariah and Tessa, like I said, I always feel with them, like I did with Olivia and Natalia from Guiding Light, how they were slowly building, you know, a friendship and then went into a relationship. I need Young and the Restless needs to, like, if they're going to do a restart or, you know, whatnot, they go ahead.
Hey, you know, Sharon could rebound with Hillary. I'd watch that.
All right,
I'd watch that too. I would definitely watch that too.
That would be amazing.
Anything can happen. I mean, they don't like a homosexual person can just come out of anywhere, and I mean, nowadays they hide it. I mean, in the olden times they hide it and then come out when it's more comfortable for them, like these days. So who knows? I mean,
a wonderful, shocking.
There's a lot more gender fluid. I was just going to say there's a lot more gender. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Hey, you go ahead.
A wonderful, shocking moment that they had, gay-wise, was quite a few years back with Adam, and they dropped that so fast. And there was such potential in that. So
there was a lot of potential for that.
That was interesting because Adam, I don't necessarily think the character is gay. I just think Adam was so sketchy that he wouldn't let anything stand in the way of what he wanted, you know, which is very interesting. But yeah, I think YR needs to go there, and Mariah and Tess is definitely happening. So, all right, David, I'm going to step off here because I'm failing.
All right.
I'm going to keep.
I want you to get better.
Thank you. It was nice to meet everyone.
And I'll see you in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Bye.
Good night.
Good night, Belinda.
Night, Belinda.
Okay. On 2 days.
And I want y'all to know, the only reason I'm hanging on is because I am so in love with Days of Our Lives right now. Otherwise, I'd be making my exit too because.
Oh, I have a
Anthony hung on because of you, Carolyn.
Thank you, Anthony.
Absolutely.
Days
so what's your favorite part? What's your favorite part of these days?
What are you loving?
Oh, God, what am I not loving, to be honest? I'm not loving how overdramatic Lonnie's being. Other than that, I'm loving just about and I'm not loving that she whipped out Tony and put him on the table today. I just want someone to knock it over and a windstorm to come through and Tony be scattered to all corners of the earth.
Oh!
Wow.
And I know that's so sacrilegious, but I think, Days is the show that could pull that off. Like, just let the door blow open, the vase fall over, and the ashes just go everywhere, and let her just completely wig out and just grab a steak knife and start stabbing people. That would be an amazing scene. But back into the reality world, I am absolutely loving the dynamic between Eve and Brady. I called it over a year ago when she came back for that little arc after Teresa left. It's going to make for an amazing dynamic when Teresa comes back, March.
Yep.
You know, right now, there's very little about Days that I'm not loving. JJ, Casey Moss is phenomenally fabulous. Tyler Christopher came in and really impressed me because he will always be Prince Nicholas to me. I fell in love with him when I was like 12 and have loved him ever since. But he really did come in strong. The scenes between Abe and Jennifer were amazing. I'm just completely and utterly impressed with how quickly they turned it around and how strong they turned it around.
Other shows
It's on
you take
fire.
a look at with Days. You're right. Days is on fire. Like Days just became this. Literally, 2017, the later part of 2017, they were the Cinderella of the soap world. Ron and Sherry was the magic slippers, and they turned raggedy old Days into the belle of the ball, and it's been on point. I mean, the storytelling, the dialogue, the character development is everything. Like, this is the Days that every time they had a reboot, this is what it was supposed to be like. Fresh.
Yes.
You know, like, honoring the history of the show, bringing characters back, not for, like, a long period of time, like for story arcs. You know, once somebody left, here comes somebody else that we love. Oh, my gosh, wait a minute, here's such and such, and this is going on. And we got a new character who's, you know, connected to the show. And, yeah, Tyler Christopher, you know what? I always say when a familiar actor comes onto a new show, well, like, you know, a new show that they haven't done before or whatnot, it'll take a while for them to get a little wet around, you know. Tyler Christopher came on and he owned it.
Uh-huh. Yep.
He owned it.
I was like, yes. I was like, and I know, you know, you said Nicholas Cassadine, and I will always have, you know, a special place in my heart for him too. But he came on, and I was like, yes. And when he was shirtless,
oh, yes. yes.
It might be a tear coming out of my eye. I was like, okay, you know what? They do need, I mean, no, you know, disrespect to the other fellas on the show, but they need a competition. And Tyler Christopher is the competition. I'm like, okay, let's see, which one is he going to bang first? Chloe, Gabby, Abby? Who's going to get?
I know.
I think it's going to be. I think
they're
it's
actually lining them up.
I'm like, the ongoing joke that me and my friends kept saying was, we need Tyler to be in the scene with Stephen Nichols and Mary Beth Evans. And if you're a General Hospital fan, you understand why.
I remember.
Because,
yes.
You know,
Catherine Bell. Yes.
And another thing is, I need for him to cross paths with Greg Vaughn. I need for it to happen. Like, hey, you need to watch out. You better be lucky or something like that. I don't know, like, because Ron be really slick with his dialogues lately too. I'm like, okay, Ron. I was like, you wrote that. Okay, I gotcha. But yeah, the show. I mean, with you know, Vizzy and Andre, I'm like, what the, like, wait, what? Like, Kate's getting played?
Yep.
Are you serious? Like, wait, okay. I was like, bravo, Dave. You really think you got me. You took me back in. And that's what they've been doing with a lot of fans, because a lot of fans have said that, you know, they had stopped watching for a few, and now because of the buzz, they're tuning back in, and they're surprised of how great it is.
It is. Carolyn?
Yeah. I know
Tyler
you don't like the
Christopher was Days Ron Carlovati's secret weapon.
Oh, okay. Well, he's doing well. Even Abby took a second look when when the bedroom door opened. Oh. Did anyone see it when the bedroom door opened and she was wrapped in a towel?
In her.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I was like, okay, Dave, let's see what you're about to do. Like, you're about to do something, Abby. Don't do it, even though you touched it. You got a nice husband who magically can grow a beard in one day and then it's gone the next.
You know, and speaking about Abby, I do have to say, following in Kate Manzi's footsteps is a phenomenal. You know, that's a phenomenal undertaking. She's finally Abby to me.
Yeah.
You know, for the last year, she's been that girl that's almost Abby. She's finally Abby to me. So kudos.
Yeah, can we give credit to Ron for that too?
Yeah,
well,
I think we
making
can.
her stronger. Yeah, they're making her stronger. I was getting tired of her being such a little wimp. She's coming into her own.
I don't know. I think...
just wish. I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I just wish they had brought Tyler Christopher on a month earlier, so there could have been some sort of one night stand with Sammy, and Sammy could have with his baby.
Oh God!
Don't do that. That was a dream. That was my impossible dream. I thought I was the only one. Okay, thank God. Oh, thank you. I feel so much better that somebody else said the same thing. I was thinking. I was like, okay,
now,
Sammy.
Anthony and Candace, I have a question for you too. Since you two are more up on the news than I am, when we first heard that Tyler was coming on some months ago, did any of you think that he was going to be EJ?
I did, yeah.
I didn't.
I did too.
I didn't. I might have been the only person. I just didn't see. With Tyler Christopher, you know, he's never really played a recast role. I mean, don't count General Hospital when he left and then, you know, somebody else filled in and then he came back. Don't count that. To me,
no,
Tyler is very, Tyler is very unique in the roles that he plays. When they said he was coming to the show, I'm thinking, you know, okay, he's going to play some kind of Demira, I said, or he's going to play somebody else, but I just didn't see him as EJ. And I think the reason is because I think they're really going to, they have to be careful with, if they do bring back EJ, it has to be, not saying that Tyler couldn't pull it off, but they're going to need somebody who can really hold his own ground. And just, I mean, if they can get James Scott back, that would be a blessing. The only thing is can they have an EJ without a Sammy?
Yeah, I don't think they can pull it off. Their social media, the fans, now they from what I followed, there's no way. I didn't think he was going to come back as EJ. I didn't know how they were going to do it. But did you see today, it looks like Stefanos may still be alive. Steve's been hiding some.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, we knew that going in because I remember seeing those scenes before, and remember Shane said that wasn't him in the park.
Right. Yeah. Right. So you kind of knew. What's going to happen with JJ? Where's he going? Is he going to go on? Is Casey Moss going on hiatus for a while, or?
No, I don't think so. Anthony, do you have any?
No.
Do you have anything on Casey Moss?
I heard nothing.
He's going in a musical direction. They're going to marry his.
He's got his rock band and in real life, so he may be taking a little bit of a hiatus.
No, there was a blurb a while back that he had basically outspoke that there was scenes with his band on the show, and the fans are going to really love it. So that's
really?
That's
they're going in that one. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So JJ's going to find JJ's going to find his inner rock star, which is fine with me. Take his shirt off and please.
Does anyone follow him? Does anyone follow him? Eyes Wide Shut.
Yes,
we do.
Band.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite good. Well, that would be a good direction.
That would be a nice thing. Now, my question is, finding out that Days is, could we honestly say, like 5.5 months ahead of schedule? Do you guys enjoy knowing what's coming up, or would you still rather be surprised?
In this day and age, it's inevitable. So I've made my peace with it, but I would much rather be surprised. I mean, when I got to give Bold and Beautiful credit when credit is due. When they had the fantasy scene killing Katie, and when they brought Sheila back, those were two amazingly well-kept secrets and shocking and done so well. That is a problem with Days, because even when we don't know what's coming, we can all figure out what's coming, and that's they wanted the Theo to be shocking, but we all knew weeks in advance. Which in a way, I have to say though, set up the storyline for the people on the fence to not be as hateful as they could have originally, as they could have been. The storyline, amazing. It was done so well. However, it could have been such a shocking moment if we didn't know weeks ahead of time that it was Theo.
I mean, I agree. Like Bold and Beautiful. Last year they had the whole, dream sequence. They had Deacon coming back. They had Sheila, and nobody really knew. Days are like, I mean, I kind of do. I'm 50-50. There's some things that I would like to know, and then there's some things that I don't want to know. Like, I already knew Matthew Ashford was coming back.
Yeah, I did too.
It was just kind of like you waiting, and knowing Ron, because of what he did on One Life and General Hospital, he likes to bring back characters, even if it's a ghost, to kind of help a character like their child, a la when Courtney came to Nicholas and stuff like that. But like with Theo, the thing is that I knew, because the actor posted on his social media the final scenes. And I was like, so when Days of Our Lives started showing the episodes, I was like, okay. I really wish he didn't do that, because as a fan, I'm like, I want to know. I'm like, is he going to really make it? Okay, I don't want to know because I'm invested in the storyline. But I do think Days sometimes needs to keep some things quiet and put some things out. Now, if they were working on, like, James Scott coming back as EJ, nobody know. Quiet. Don't say nothing. Nothing.
Well, see, that's the only drawback with Ron. Ron cannot keep his mouth shut.
But he could do what Bold and Beautiful did. He could like misdirect the fans just a little bit, because I remember when the setup before we found out Allie was gonna die. One of the spoilers I remember reading was Thorne comes back to usher Allie back home. That was the spoiler. And then that, like, a couple of days later, they had the whole thing, and Allie died. And it was like, wait a minute, hold up. I thought Thorne was coming back, and I was like, he's coming for the thrill. I'm like, they misdirected us fans. They could do that. Ron can do it.
Well, he did a good job with Stefan. Because there was a rumor that it was going to be EJ and So he pulled it off. He pulled it off really well when Vivian said it. Stefan his middle initial. I thought that was very clever.
I just love the fact they keep paying homage to Joseph. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, it sort of bothers me though that they're opening this, they're reopening this storyline sort of kind of like let the man rest.
Well, I kind of like what they're doing because I don't think they did him justice on leaving. That's my opinion.
I think
you think they're
it.
building to he's actually dead? And okay, you know what? I never thought of it that way.
They're gonna put like a Roger Thorpe-ish on him, I think, by making everybody think he's really alive, but he's really dead. Yeah. Think about you, writer.
I should be a soap writer, but I'd love for them to do some sort of like really, really good prosthesis, and have like a weekend at Bernie's puppet kind of thing. Bring Eileen back for a couple of months to play the puppet master, as both Kristen and Leovis, what's her name?
Susan.
Susan, thank you. But have Kristen playing puppet master that she's always wanted to be Stefano, and now she gets to be him for a little while. That would be an amazing storyline.
You never know. It's the same as I don't think they gave Nicole a good send off.
No.
For all the years that she was on there. Yeah.
I think Ron did what he could with what he had to work with. If he had dealt with the entire thing, it would have been a lot different.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's face it. She wrote them into the ground on purpose. She knew she was on her way out, and she said, "I'm going to damage as quickly and as hard as I can, and make it as hard for Ron as possible." So, kudos again to Ron for pulling it out so brilliantly from the ashes that it was at that point.
Yeah.
At one point I was saying to myself, "Oh God, let someone drop a bomb on the island. Just blow the whole island up. I'm so tired of the souls." All of it.
That whole island. Oh God.
Start fresh.
There's an atomic reactor in the necklace, and the necklace blows up the island. And in a year they could pop up on another island, and they were never really dead.
There you go. Do you think they're going to recast Nicole down the line?
No.
No,
I don't.
She's on a nighttime soap
opera,
right?
There was an issue. Mm-hmm. I remember, and I have to quote our former member Casey, who said that she had another scene set, and it was supposed to come up and around the holiday, where she had taped it. She had taped it before. I don't remember it. I don't know if I missed it or they just.
There was no scene.
Didn't do it, or
they squashed it.
Did they show
it?
No, they scrapped it.
No.
I wonder.
And of course, in real life, she's Daniel's partner, and she was all over social media about that. The way they let him go as well. She said no, he didn't. He didn't leave on his own. So there was a lot of drama there last year with those two.
I mean, I just feel as though it's a Nicole fan, and I mean, she went through a lot on that show, including, the crying, watching the paint dry, all that kind of stuff. For her to, the way that they let her, like, that whole thing, and like you said, kudos to them for, I just felt as though, like, all of that was just a waste. Like, her whole it was like, okay, really, she just, like, rolled out with the suitcase. Glad she got a baby. Glad she got that. But there was no, that was like, okay, that was it. Like, there you go, Like, bye, Nicole, see ya. Like, all right, bye, Misty Circle, bye, see ya.
It's true. It's like what you said on the last, when we did the best and the worst, Anthony. They said it was a little too quickly for everybody's taste, which I agree with you there. But Ron sort of did what he could with it, and to make it at least presentable for the fans. Excuse me.
Has anyone seen Vincent Azari? He's up for Best Villain of 2017.
He's won it already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's won it already in most soap opera circles. Without a doubt.
And I don't know why he was written out either, because I always liked him, but they didn't seem to like the storyline.
They should have kept him. I wonder if there's a way they can bring him back. I don't know.
But I recall recently when Ron first came on, Deimos was already dead.
Yeah.
When he came, he had already died, and he came on probably then, and he had to do a lot of rapping. But you hear, well, you know what I always like to hear, and I hear it from the cast members because I listen to these interviews, and they said that Ron started doing his homework before he started writing. Yep, and they said you'll hear it all. I mean, I heard it about 4 times. Deidre Hall, Stephen Nichols, Mary Beth Evans, Drake Augustin, they all said it. They said he was reading before he started writing. And he said he brought on Doug's Place because he wanted to remember history. He brought on all these things that he's bringing on, he's bringing back because it's what they love, the Patch and Kayla days, the John and Marlena days, and they're like core and.
Well, there for a while, the whole show was so disjointed. I mean, there was no base. I mean, it was just all over the map. And Days has always been family and loyalty, and there really wasn't any of that. So I'm liking what's going on.
I mean, take a look at who he was under, who he learned from, Agnes Nixon. And I've always said that Ron graduated with honors from the Agnes Nixon School of Writing, because this is a man who does acknowledge history. And like you said, before he joins the show, he reads about the show. He reads the characters. He does his research. Other head writers should do that too. But
he's giving the fans. To me, he's giving what the fans want. You know, it's not all about them, and that's what I think the fans are appreciating that.
That's why I said, how many times have, as Days fans, they've always done a reboot. Like, the reboot of Days of Our Lives starts now. Like, tune in for the reboot of Days. And it's always been like, okay, really, is this the reboot? Like, why are you doing a reboot? We just did a reboot like a year ago. Why are we doing it? And it's always been like you said, disoriented. It's been here. It's been there. It's been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a flop.
It's been pretty much like they had some moments, and then it fell flat. And then some moments, started out low, and it kind of went to a midway point. Ron came over. They did this reboot, and like I said, they did it right. It was like, okay, reset, Days of Our Lives. Boom, let's go. Like, let's show the world why we are, one of NBC's longest-running shows. Let's show them why Days of Our Lives is an iconic, family-oriented loyalty that has that show pinned the term super couple. Okay? I mean, you having history, you having romance, love in the afternoon. I know it was another network that said it, but Days of Our Lives is giving you love in the afternoon. You got the new generation of super couples. Like, Days of Our Lives is the soap right now. It's so good.
It is.
On that note, guys, I'm gonna sign off too. I'm fading.
You're feeling under the weather? Okay, man.
Really badly.
Well, listen, I want you to take care of yourself.
Thank you.
And I'll be talking to you soon.
Absolutely, yeah, because I have my event tomorrow night, so I'll bring the
information
to you.
You gotta rest up. You got to rest
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay.
Feel
See you in
better.
2 weeks,
Okay.
bud.
Happy New Year.
And then there were 3. Well, I have to give credit to both of them because they were both under the weather and they both went through with it.
Yeah, they're troopers.
They're troopers.
No, that flu and the cold that's going around is hitting everybody here in Florida. It's really bad.
Mm.
We got 3 corners of the world covered right now just with the 3 of us. You got me in Central New York. You got me in Central New York. We got you in Central Florida.
You got me in
And
Maryland.
we got Miss. Yeah, and we got Miss Candace. Can I say?
Yep.
Can I say Baltimore?
Yep. You can say Baltimore.
Oh.
Yep, we got Miss Candace in Baltimore.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
So we're gonna. What do you think? Okay, the next thing. My next question to you, and we're still on days because we still got some time.
Okay.
I have an inkling on the back of my throat saying that Stefan is not a DiMera after all.
Really?
Well, and then I'm looking at Ron, and he can pull a fast one like better than any writer I know. So I'm thinking of Ron, Candace, and I have a hunch that, and being it was Andre's idea.
You think there's a playing of the mind games going on?
Yes.
Okay. I have to.
Yeah, but
say
they need a villain. Chad's good, but Chad's not villain material.
Chad's not the villain.
No.
Chad's going to
be. I think
White
this.
Knight.
Yeah, I think this Stefan can be.
I want to say, I want him to be a DiMera just to give the angst because you do need a villain. And like I said, Dave's new generation. You have a new generation of Days of Our Lives. We're about to head, On the flip side, I do think there's some shady business going on with him. Because where, why, how, why now? Why not a year ago? Why haven't we heard about this person? How come Vivi knew? And she's what did Andre know? Like something isn't adding up. So half of me is like, there could be some shady business going on, but half of me is like, no, I want him to be a DiMera because I need badness. I need something.
Yeah.
I need Chad and Abby to be like thrown into this, like, which I think is going to happen. Like, I think Abby, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself, girl. Don't do it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the tattoos.
Do either of you know isn't there going to be a murder or a death in the next week or so?
I heard.
Oh, they're teasing Andre. There's a tease of Andre.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there a contract renewal?
I mean, it would be. It would really be a shock.
What is this that he could? Who's Tony? Fill me in. Who's Tony?
Tony DiMera. That's Anna's. That was Anna's husband.
Oh, okay.
Same actor.
Okay.
Same actor played. And it was the same actor who played him.
Well, you have to fill me in. Well, now the little bit that I read that he may really be Tony. Andre.
Yes, I know. I read that too.
after the last year that he's not Andre, that's really Tony. And if it is Tony, that explains some things.
Yes.
That would explain a lot.
Oh, thank you very much. Now you filled me in because I didn't know that. I haven't followed it long enough to realize what was going on. I said he was just Tony, so
you weren't?
It's the same actor. No.
Yeah.
So you've clarified it.
I didn't realize you didn't know that far back.
No. So, well, that would be quite interesting.
Yeah. And Candace, I know you probably have. Yeah. Candace, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Tony killed off?
Tony has been killed off.
And brought back again?
Yep. A quarter of 4 times, I believe. Yep. And Andre has been almost the same amount of times as well, 4 times.
And the last we knew that Tony, I forgot how did Tony die the last time?
Was it the same when Molina? No, was that Andre? Wait a minute. Because I remember, I don't know which one it was, they got mauled by the tiger. I remember that. And then, that might have been Tony, actually. I think that's how Tony left, was getting mauled by a tiger. And his body came out of the little piata thingy when they hit it and all blood dropped in his body.
Oh,
I think that might have been Tony. Andre, I think it was, he was dead and then came back to life and then he died again because Marlena, had poisoned him, gave him a needle or something. I got to go back to my day's history. Yeah, it was one of them, Tony or Andre.
Carolyn, if you need a day's historian, we have Candace.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you for bringing me up to speed, and then that kind of fills in the gaps. So I know why they're and again, I'm saying that I like that they're, the flashbacks of Stefano, because they really didn't give him a great send off. So this could be a twister at the end. So. Yeah. And I like the flashbacks that they're doing with him, so that's starting to make sense now. Good storyline.
Good storyline.
I'm actually going to watch that on YouTube. I want to say it was Tony's body that fell out of that thing, and it was the pool of blood. I want to say that was it. That was Tony. Mauled by the tiger.
My memory fades. I just remember small things, but I can't remember everything, and I can't find it all. So I rely on people who have a better memory than I do at this point.
I'll do a little research in the next couple of weeks.
It's crazy because so many people say, it was like, Candace, you can't remember anything else, but if you tell me something about soap operas, I can remember it. I'm like, that happened 25 years ago. It's like, but you were a kid. And I'm like, don't worry about it. I remember that. Remember it was yesterday.
Very good, very good.
Very good. So we put on hold that, we mentioned that Tyler Christopher was Ron's secret weapon from the start. It's just too bad that the show is taped so far ahead.
Yeah.
And maybe, but kudos, we can say kudos to NBC for waiting it out with the rest of us.
And keeping that under wraps, because I know it was the rumor was EJ's coming back. He's going to be EJ. That went on for a long time, so he pulled it off very well.
I was like, please don't let him be EJ, because the first thing I thought about is, I was like, fan base. I was like, the fans are going to say something about him being EJ, and it's like, I said. Yeah, that's what I said. If they ever do this, bring back EJ, they're going to need to keep it under wraps they're going to need a story to explain why EJ and Sammy, if they got a divorce or something like that. They need to like have a whole story arc. They need to have that already prepared and not just go on a whim and be prepared for the fans' reaction. And that's tough.
Of course, and they dangled that with Sammy because she's still of the mind that he is, he's alive somewhere. So.
Well, I think, and also, when EJ died, we saw, just like everybody else, a needle in his chest to indicate that he, too, was reason, so he's out there in grief.
Yeah, the same as well. Yeah, the same as well. So it was all kind of around the same time.
It was kind of like, wait a minute, hold up. If they brought Will back with the same like needle and everything, where's EJ? So and not only that, but you had Kristen DeMira, laughing saying if they only knew. I'm like, knew what? Like EJ,
if they only knew.
I'm like, okay, if we only knew what? Like is EJ really in Tennessee? Is he in Nashville? Where is he?
Well, I feel bad because I prefer the storyline of Kristen over Susan, and I thought she was really going to come back as Kristen, so I want that to happen.
I liked how they did that, though, because it was like, okay, we got Susan Banks, we got the sister, and we got, I'm like, all we needed was the brother, and I would have been like, Ali Davidson is my God, it's the son of God, because I'm like, seriously? Like, out of all the characters, I'm like, okay, Susan Banks. Yeah, why not? Let's go. I miss her. I'm like...
And she's in the asylum now, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
So what direction do you think it's going to go with Will and Sonny and Paul? Any thoughts there?
I think they're going to test it both ways.
I do too.
Oh, and I don't. Sonny's being such a little. I don't know. No, he's a little whimper now.
I had to defend Sonny to some people because I was like, okay, and I love Paul and Sonny, and I love Will and Sonny, and I love Will and Paul, and I just love all of them. And I was saying everybody kept saying Sonny is being a little pushy towards Will and wants Will's number, and I said, well, think about this. Sonny feels a little bit of regret because he wasn't there when Will died. They were kind of like, they were apart. And even though they were, on their way to work things out, it fell through because, Will died. So Sonny will always feel like he shoulda, coulda, woulda, and maybe it wouldn't have happened if Will, if they were together and they were being all happy, Will might have still, quote unquote, been, alive and not dead. So now that he kind of has a second chance, I guess that's how you're going to look at it, is that he's going to try to do things. He feels as though if he pushes Will or he's around Will, it's making him feel better, but it's actually pushing, obviously, Will away. And Will is trying to embrace this Will that everybody knows and loves with a little bit of Sammy. That's why I call him Sammy Brady Jr., because I love him. He needs, he's exploring this. He's exploring. And Paul is, obviously, he's heartbroken because it's like, okay, really? Like, you were about to marry me. We finally committed to each other, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, he shows up and you dump me. Like, was I even a thought? So I do like this story, and it's really good. Like, all three of them are giving me, various emotions and making me defend them, and I love it. That's what a triangle is supposed to do.
I guess I don't like the fact that Sonny is flip-flop. He's flip-flopping, and Victor's right. I mean, he goes right at him. And then you've got Will on the other side, which he appears to be the younger of the three, and he's maturing. He's like coming into his own, and he's doing a great job, and he's trying to remember, but he can't remember. And there was chemistry between him and Paul at one time, so it's the triangle.
And it's kind of like, Paul is not trying to force Will to do anything. He's not like saying, you need to remember this, so me and Sonny can be together. You need to remember this. He's just like, okay, this guy's been through a lot. I'm obviously going through a lot. Sonny's going through a lot. And, yeah, Sonny is going back and forth because he's trying to please both of them. He's trying to be like, move everything with Paul. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, I'm sorry, we were about to get married, and, this happened. And like I said, with Will, he feels as though, okay, I need to be there. Maybe I can jolt some kind of memory of us, and everything will be okay. So he's kind of like, Sonny is trying to be the pleaser in this triangle. He's trying to be like, okay, I got to do this for him. I got to do this for him. But it's kind of slowly backfiring, I think.
Yeah, I think he's playing the emotions on both of them. I mean, they've both been there, with Sonny, and I'm saying, no, he shouldn't be such a wimp. He should be a bit stronger. I mean, you brought all this on yourself. But anyway, that's just my opinion. He's trying to be the
Ladies,
victim.
we have to wrap up.
Oh, okay.
We're coming down to the wire. So do you have a last message to the fans?
Oh, just keep the soaps alive. Keep listening. Keep watching. We love your support. Keep tweeting. Keep on Facebook.
Listen to our show.
Yes.
Candace?
Just constantly support the soaps. Soaps still matter. Don't listen to the naysayers. I mean, the soap genre has had dark clouds over us for the last couple of years, but the sun is there. It's coming out.
That's right.
Where is that? It's coming out. Hopefully somebody will have the daytime Emmys on their network this year. NBC, I'm looking at you. NBC, I'm looking at you. NBC, hi, Ken Corday now. Hi. Why not? They got the hot show going on right now. Why not?
Yeah, they should have it.
Why not have it on? Have people from Law and Order who's been on soaps come on, like, to hear the present, da 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 da. Why not? This is us. Justin Hartley comes out. Like, why not?
There you go.
They should let me direct and produce the Emmys. That would, be really good.
So. Thank you so much, ladies. I really enjoyed our time today, and I can't. Yeah. And we got a new mixed breed with us. Candace, will I see you in 2 weeks? You want to come back?
In 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh,
I like talking about soap.
CAROLYN, 2 weeks?
Yes.
I know you love it.
I know.
You know me, David. I've been a hardcore Days fan, so I'm so happy everybody's on board now. Been very patient. I've been very patient.
Been very patient.
Yes.
So for that, we say good night, everybody, and have a pleasant tomorrow. Good night, all.
Okay. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit TakeTwoRadio.com.